caretaker species, and that's the butterfly stage. That's the new story that humanity needs to hear. So let me do... So if you have any questions, specific questions for the Akasha, for those watching, let me know. And I can ask a question for the collective, not specifically for you, but more like for the collective that might apply to you. For you, to do a reading for you, I would have to open up your Akashic records specifically, and I need your full legal name and date of birth. And so this is why I often do it. Arrange that prior to the running the episode, and I even bring you on live to do that usually. And so if you want to take part in a future episode, normally it's every Monday. This is a special episode, and I often do it either at 10 a.m. PST or 6 p.m. PST. I've been alternating, and I believe the next spot available is the 24th. So contact me if you want to be on there. Michelle says, speaking of the butterfly stage, curious about time. We are evolving, but also know the challenges of climate change. So we have enough time, or do we hold evolution with that? Are we running out of time? So let me ask the Akasha or the Akashic records. And also in general what they have to say about it. About the story. So before answering your question, as a task for the collective, for the individuals of the collective, in order to transform from a caterpillar to a butterfly and to take on the role of the imaginal selves, contemplate this journaling question every day for at least the next 7 days, and really every day. What is my role as an imaginal self to take humanity forward into the butterfly stage of this transformation from a predator species, from this overconsumptive predator species to a co-creative caretaker species? What is my own role in this? What is the role of my own creativity? What can I create to bring this forward, to contemplate this question? In fact, if you want to go deeper into this, I am also launching a new program called Akashic Creativity to help answer this question. And I'll be talking more about this in the days to come. Now, as for your question, let me ask. Are we running out of time? So there is a fork in the road. So the Akasha normally doesn't answer questions about the future because there are multiple timelines simultaneously in the multiverse, and timelines are fluid, and there's free will, and it depends on, are we running out of time? It depends on the free will of each of the individuals, and also the collective as a whole. And the collective is made up of individuals, and it's also made out of systems. And so it's like a yes and no answer, right? In one timeline, we are running out of time. In another, we're not. And in terms of the actual facts, even from this book that I read from, Carbon Yoga, I think I read somewhere in this book that in a span of 40 years, we've already decimated half mammal species, I think. Yeah, I think like half the mammal species, I think, have gone extinct already. So at this rate, we might even just have 7 to 12 years in terms of the actual facts of what's happening, right? Do we have enough time to at least set the pendulum swinging back into the caterpillar and to the butterfly stage? That's the real question, right? Rephrasing the question. So let me ask, what can we do what can best be done to reverse some of this so that we choose the timeline that is not running out of time? Yeah. So the Akasha says that we really have to push for systemic change as well as subsystems change. In fact, I have another video and the Akasha wants me to talk about this, and I can send you a link to that. I believe the replay recording is still available on Facebook. It was a Facebook Live where I talked about the difference between ripple effect, social change, and subsystemic change, and the domino effects. In the ripple effect view, that is that if you become a better person, then your family becomes better. Then if your family becomes better, then the community becomes better, etc. So it ripples out. But the systems changes that are happening right now as the caterpillar engorges itself is so much that we're running out of time in terms of in that context. So it's better to take this contextually, right? We're running out of time to apply certain ideas, certain old outdated ideas that were really set up for our own comfort and complacency rather than real social change. And one of them is the ripple effect. We're running out of time to create change through the ripple effect. We're not running out of time if we apply subsystemic change, which is that a system is made out of subsystems. One of my statements that I've said last year is that the world is abundant, but the system is not, or the systems are not. So there is the system as a whole that includes all of the subsystems of racism, sexism, classism, ableism, and then there are subsystems within that as well that contribute towards it, that enable it. And we have to create new subsystems within the system that creates a cascade effect that would change the larger subsystems. It's just like a Russian doll or nested dolls, right? There is a doll, there's a nest, a subsystem, like concentric circles. So there's a subsystem, there's another subsystem holding the first one, then there's another subsystem, and another, right? Bigger and bigger. We need to start thinking about how to create the new subsystems. And if we do that, we won't run out of time. We will evolve. It's about what strategies are most likely to beat the facts so that we reverse the fact that factually we are running out of time, but in terms of timelines and things like that, we do have time if we apply this. So an example of a subsystem is even these apps like Instagram and Facebook, even though they're still very racist platforms and they're very problematic, they do enable millions of people. In fact, there's 1 billion people on Facebook now to communicate with each other when it used instantly, right? In video format, live, when a letter used to take months to reach somebody. Now there's instant messaging, and we couldn't see each other instantly like this. We had to travel by ship that took months to see each other and talk to each other like this. Now we talk to each other instantly. So that is an example of subsystem change. The reason why Black Lives Matter and things like that are so powerful is because people saw all the videos. Millions of people saw it instantly. That instant communication changed the subsystem. It's a subsystem of how we communicate, right? Even that is a subsystem. Once that was changed, it paved the way for the larger systemic change. Uber is another example of subsystems change, at least for me as somebody who doesn't drive or take the car. It's made transportation easier for me. So the subsystem of transportation, for example, even though Uber is also problematic, and I believe it's executive suite, C-suite is sexist, and it's causing problems in Africa and India and stuff like that. And this is why we, Black and Brown and Indigenous people, need to be the ones to be creating the new subsystems of the new communications, the new transportation subsystems. We need to really start thinking in terms of systems and subsystems, really start learning systems thinking, including ecosystems. Then we won't run out of time. That's what the Akasha wants me to say right now. And is there anything else? That's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching this. Have a great day, and if you want to hear from the beginning what you missed, let me know. Again, I'm an Akashic Records reader as well as a multi-creative storyteller and changemaker, and I help you reclaim your joy, your pleasure, your freedom, your power, and your creativity. And I'm launching 2 new programs, Akashic Creativity and Akashic Power, in the next few weeks and months, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye.